It's a very warm welcome to all our viewers and welcome to a new episode of Arab Affairs, our show bringing you all the latest news and developments in the Arab region. My name is Angie Meher, joining you for the afternoon's edition of the show. And as usual, we begin straight away with a look at some of the news making the headlines, beginning with the Turkish Foreign Ministry source that said on Saturday morning that the Turkish Foreign Minister, Hakan Fidan, told U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio in a phone call that the conflict in Syria needs to end immediately. The source said that Fidan said he supports the constructive role that the U.S. is playing in Syria and Turkey is ready to work with it to achieve a lasting end to the conflict. The source added that Fidan said Israel's interventions in Syrian territory further worsen the problem and any attack on Syria's territorial integrity, unity and sovereignty also undermines regional peace efforts. On Friday, the U.S. envoy to Turkey said Israel and Syria have agreed to a ceasefire after days of bloodshed in the predominantly Druze area that has killed over 300 people. Syria's Interior Ministry spokesperson said Saturday that internal security forces have begun deploying in Suaida. Hours earlier, the U.S. envoy announced that Israel and Syria have agreed to a ceasefire after days of bloodshed in the predominantly Druze area. In another development, Syria's interim president, Ahmed al-Shara, on Saturday renewed his pledge to protect minorities after sectarian clashes left more than 700 people dead in the Druze majority province of Suaida. We have the details. The United States said on Saturday that it had negotiated a ceasefire between Israel and Syria's government as new clashes erupted in Syria's Druze heartland following violence that prompted massive Israeli strikes. Over 700 people have died since Sunday in violence between the Druze and Bedouins, according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, drawing questions over the authority of Syria's interim leader. Syria intervened Wednesday with major strikes in the heart of the capital, Damascus, including hitting the army's headquarters. U.S. Special Envoy for Syria Thomas Barak said in the early hours of Saturday that Shara and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu have agreed to a ceasefire negotiated by the United States. Barak, who's U.S. ambassador to Ankara, said the deal was backed by Turkey, a key supporter of Shara, as well as neighboring Jordan. He called upon the Druze, Bedouins and Sunnis to put down their weapons and, together with other minorities, build a new and united Syrian identity in peace and prosperity with its neighbors. Shara said the mediation helped avert a large-scale escalation, with Israel and his office accused Druze fighters of violating it. Shara said in a televised speech shortly after his office announced an immediate ceasefire in the southern province that the Syrian state is committed to protecting all minorities and communities in the country. He also condemned all crimes committed in Suaida. Syria's Interior Ministry spokesperson said Saturday that internal security forces had begun deploying. Earlier, renewed fighting erupted Friday between Bedouin tribal factions and the Druze at the entrance of Suaida. About 200 tribal fighters clashed with armed Druze men from the city using machine guns and shells, whilst the Syrian Observatory also reported fighting and shelling on several neighborhoods.